What's going on, you guys? Welcome you guys to the channel. It's your boy Big Dog back with another one take review. And today I have one for Stargirl season 2, episode 7. This episode pretty much focused on Yolanda, and she's still coming to grips with what she did with her killing Brainwave. She got like some serious PTSD behind that, and like it's bothering her on the daily now. She always goes to church, and like she goes to confessions, and she hasn't been talking the recent times we've seen her going. But this time she pretty much like wants to open up and just like, get things out there. But the thing is, she still doesn't quite realize that Mephisto. I almost said Mephisto, boy. I almost said Mephisto. Jesus Christ. Eclipso is kind of manipulating the situation. And granted, nobody really knows who he is at this point because he's still like impersonating a little kid. Now she's at work. I mean, before all of this stuff happens, when she goes to like confession again, she's at work, and she's having a little situation because I think the guy named Mad Dan, Angry Dan, or whatever the guy's name is. And so her co-worker like, yo, you know what? Don't worry about it. I got you. And like, dude is kind of a, kind of an asshole. And so she goes over there, talks to him. Well, her co-worker does. And he's pretty rude. And ultimately, you see her eye glow purple. And next thing you know, she's pouring hot coffee on her. Which, granted, the guy deserved, but at the same time, she didn't know. She's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Nobody realizes what's going on. Yolanda walks up to this little kid, gives him a sucker. You know what I'm saying? Just to be kind, with all the commotion that's going on. Little does she know, that's Eclipso. And I think his influence is spreading throughout Blue Valley. And with that, I think his power increases. I think that has to be the only logical explanation, because we see, even when he was trapped in the diamond, that's how he ultimately found his way out. How he's able to influence more people, because the more bad things people do, and the more people surrender to their darker thoughts, the stronger he gets. And I think I don't know how many people in Blue Valley, but there's quite a few. If he get all of those to like kind of lose control and get like the people who seem to be the heroes of this time, Beth, Rick, Court, Pat, Mike, Yolanda, he get all of them to like lose their way, boom, he got them. And like he's feasting off those dark emotions, because Yolanda hasn't forgiven herself for what she's done. And like, one thing I completely forgot, or I don't feel like it was ever mentioned, was the fact that they didn't talk about Yolanda actually being the person to kill Brainwave. It's like thought he died and like he got crushed. No, she killed him. And so this gets exposed to the team, and they're just like, yo, you had to do what you had to do. Yolanda doesn't feel comfortable with that, not at all. She's like, and in that moment, it's good for like. I'm looking at what Beth said, because you have Rick, Court, because she was in class losing her mind. She's going through the hallway. She's still seeing Brainwave. She's still seeing Henry. She, what I'm saying? She feels like she's at fault for it. She think, and so Court grabs her like, yo, talk to me. And they're having a conversation, and Court like, yo, the team gonna be there for you. We got you. And then when you see Beth, like, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, Beth pretty much like, you killed somebody. And actually, now I'm on the opposite side of it. I'm obviously with Rick. I'm like, well, you have to do what you have to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he trying to kill you. Like, well, what else? You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to subdue him? Nah, bro. Like, no. It's like, you see me where we subdue Brainwave. He's gonna be right back out. Like, he literally controls people. Like, I'm sorry, no. But I'm also like the fact that Beth didn't hold her tongue and just not tell Yolanda what she wanted to hear. Because like, this is just like any friend. I feel like any group of friends, if they really friends, you tell them how you feel. Therefore, when stuff come up later on, it's like, I've always kept it real with you. Like, I'm not finna just lie to you just to kind of like smooth out your ego or what's going on. Like, no, you need to hear this, and it might be the hard truth, but this is how I feel. I don't want to lie to you, and then you see me start acting different, and it's like, no, I like that Beth did keep it real. But like I said, I'm on the opposite side of it. I'm like, what other option did she have? And then she starts to bring up the fact like somebody has to kill Eclipso. Eclipso is absolute evil. Like that's it. Like there's no humanity. There's no remorse. There's no mercy. Like he killed a kid in front. He killed to their mind. He killed two kids in front of them. There's nothing else they can do. You know. So I understand where they come from. Like yo, like Beth, like I mean Yolanda, like I have to kill him and nobody else is willing to do it. But she feels kind of disgusted with herself. And like she has that moment, but later on, that kind of goes out the window, which is kind of weird to me that they did both in the same episode. Because later on, she has another moment in the church, and she sees Brainwave again. This time he sees Brainwave hurting Courtney, and she kills him literally for a second time, but. And at that moment, I thought it was really good because I initially was, I'm like, maybe it is Brainwave. Because he tells her, like, when you were standing over me gloating, I transferred some of my consciousness to you and I ended up controlling you. I'm like, damn, if he control her, she can use her to, like, kill or harm some of my other friends. I'm like, it's messed up. And she finally came to the where court brought her back, you know, and she's just like, I can't do this anymore. And like, why did you choose me? I shouldn't have been Wildcat. Like I'd never put on that suit again. And I love this aspect of breaking the group up because they have like their teamwork together has really picked up since like the end of the last season. All right, and then going into this season, I think like the camaraderie between them works. But if Eclipso is playing on emotions and certain things that they're actually dealing with, that's the best way to break them up. Because it's not like one person is going through something. Literally everybody's going through something. You have Yolanda with her PTSD and her guilt in killing Brainwave and feeling responsible for Henry's death as well. And then you have Rick and he's over here talking about Solomon Grundy, because even Yolanda confronts him on that. Like, yeah, well, why you didn't kill Grundy? You know what I'm saying? If you would have did the same thing, why didn't you kill Grundy? She's like, he said, I ran out of time. Like, no, because you're a better person than I am. I'm a terrible person. I like that they explored those things. And Beth is dealing with the fact that she's feeling lonely again. She lost Chuck and seems like her parents are split apart. And the fact, I think Beth is going to be the last person to be affected by the Eclipso. Even though he was outside of her room, outside of her house, I think Beth would be the. Now, if come to find out she's not, that I understand. But if you can pray on Beth later, because if Yolanda's out of things and you get Rick out of things, in the central part, Court, if you can get her to kind of like not be available, and you take Beth's parents away from her, she won't have anything left. She'll easily be broken. I sound like a villain saying this, but like it's true. So there are so many different things. You still have Mike and Pat working on Stripes here. I'm wondering like what we're gonna do with Mike. We haven't seen Jakeem in a while. Jakeem is the young man who got the young black boy who has Thunderbolt now. And we haven't heard anything happening. So I'm kind of wondering what's going on with that. That's gonna be like interesting part that we bring back up. But overall, once again, it knows what it needs to do. Because last week we literally was just like one of the best fights in villain introductions. This week we back to like focusing on the characters, you know, and I think that's gonna bode well moving forward because. Like I said, Stargirl will kill characters. Stargirl will kill a character, and I don't know what's gonna happen later on. And but I'm definitely feeling worried about somebody in the group. Also, we had a little hint at the shade, but I don't know what that was. I don't know what Barbara over there putting her hand like Barbara. Stop touching stuff. Okay, stop touching stuff with your hand. You over acting like Hitchcock and Scully. Okay, stop. But you guys let me know what y'all thought about the episode down in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. I'll catch you with you guys later. Hope y'all staying safe out there, by the way. Peace out.